I thought it would be fun to show you guys what 10 days of comments are like under the held for review on Quantum TV. All the time, we always hear how it's just all the comments where I can't take criticism and I'm just censoring any dissenting voice and holding them for review. Yeah, okay. So, this is what the last 10 days have been like, right? So, we've got somebody that has been looking into public records and can see that I'm going to court because, hello, spoiler alert, I went through divorce. And so I've got other things that I'm working through in my personal life, right? That they're just like, oh, excited for October 6th. It literally holds no value to them, but they're, again, lurks, trying to like do all kind of creepy shit because, the internet's weird. You got links. I don't like links at all. I don't care what they are, right? Because we don't know. It could be a scam site. It could be a fetch link that like it takes people's money, all kinds of stuff. So I usually don't allow links, period. Those always get held for review. And YouTube also doesn't like links, so sometimes they auto hold it, right? But I love these guys. The ones that like they make it their life's mission to like, because I don't give it attention, to give me the link to somebody's no doubt YouTube video of some point, since it says shared at the end of that. Okay, so they're sharing someone's video and they're like, here, watch this guy's video, watch what he thinks about you, as if anyone cares, right? You have literally endless Elden Ring people. Like this is like the crux of it. So everyone that tries to say that this isn't about Elden Ring, it has nothing to do with it. Let's see. Looking up my mom, they're literally still talking about shit. What has it been, like 2 years now? Like it's almost sad. Like, why are you not in jail? Like, this guy really wants to be seen, right? He's like, can you review your domestic abuse charges? You mean the ones that were dropped? Yeah, I mean, like at this point, it's just like everyone can believe what they want, but it's always so funny to watch it. There's one community that is always at the helm of this. Elden Ring. Oh, you're a religious zealot. You're a ticking time bomb. Copyright strikes. Oh, I imagine where he came from, right? It's the same thing every single time. Elden Ring. If we count the amount of times Elden Ring comes on, or comes up, or they're talking about domestic abuse, right? Like, by the way, never hit my wife, which is how charges get dropped, by the way. They don't just drop charges because you hit somebody or you've done something that they can verify without reasonable doubt that you are this person, right? Like, it's so ridiculous, but again, they'll figure that out in their own lives when they go through something really terrible and toxic like I did, but that's neither here nor now. They can sit there and say, you were arrested for domestic violence. Yes, I was, and it sucked. But guess what? Those charges were dropped. I mean, every single day. Why does he have a channel? Is this the blackie that ruined the entire, like, you know what I mean? Like, and again, remember what I was saying? This was 2 years ago I've said this, right? What is this, 2022? We're almost at the end of 2023, so I say 2 years, but it was like a year and a half ago or whatever it was at this point. I mean, like, do you guys see the trend, though? Every time Elden Ring is mentioned, they're doxing, they're digging in personal data, they're being racist. I was saying this back then, they're racist. And that was the reason why I made videos responding to them being racially abusive, verbally abusive, all this shit, and just addressing them and clowning on them. And then you know what I said? They have no family, no friends, and no life. They're abuse victims because they want to go play a game where you play, it's an RPG, and your role is the victim. They like that shit, right? That is all they care about. They want to die a bunch of times, right? That really upset them, right? So here they are 1.5 years later, couldn't get me terminated. Still sitting here. Why hasn't his YouTube channel been taken down? Why does he still have a channel? Oh, the horror, right? And then you can clearly see they're still talking about Elden Ring, of course, after being racist. Now, if you remember all of those freaking emails I showed you guys like a year and a half ago of all the black people hanging from trees, all the racial slurs and shit, it's very much exactly what I say it is. That community has a fucking problem. They really do. And maybe one day it'll get sorted. Maybe they'll go on a healing journey or whatever. But these people never usually change. They just get worse. But it's always the same thing. The same talking points over and over again. They're like, oh, domestic violence. You practice homophobia. Elden Ring, bro. Elden Ring. It's all the same shit. Oh, you're still making game reviews? Absolutely. Because you people aren't as big as you think you are. You're not as influential. You cannot stop somebody from doing what they want to do on the platform. And YouTube showed you that. And I love that even a year later, year and a half later, we're still seeing these comments. But Review Tech USA and all of his little cronies will get up there and say, it has nothing to do with Elden Ring. He can't let it go. Now, mind you, I haven't made a single video talking about Elden Ring until this one. But look at all of these fucking comments as early as an hour ago. They're big mad about that Elden Ring thing. They cannot, actually live a life where they let that shit go. Where they go do something else, live a different life, and every day this is their mission. This is their little purpose, right? Mention Elden Ring. But the funny thing is, all of these comments just fucking get held. I'm not going to approve these fucking comments. I occasionally go through and I do one of these. Block, block. And I just go down the line and I just block them. When you hide a user, they're just blocked. Block, block. I don't waste time, right? Typically, this is what happens. And when I block them in this way, block, they just go, oh, you can't take criticism. There's nothing constructive or criticism or criticizing about this. You're just saying that I beat women, which is literally factually incorrect. You can literally go verify it by calling the courthouse, looking at the no information that was filed. You can do a bunch of things that these little creepers are doing to clearly, like, let me put it to you like this. You know how creepy you have to be, okay, to know that I have a court date on October 6th when that's not something that I'm mentioning on my channel at all. Like, I've not talked about this, but they're digging for that shit. More importantly, they're digging so hard, they're like over there looking at my TikTok that isn't affiliated in any way, shape, and or form with my YouTube channel. That's also really fucking creepy. They'll send me links to that and they're like, oh, you're on TikTok now? Yeah, I can go on other platforms. I'm on all social media platforms, by the way. Like, I go on social media. Like, this is what I do. And so it's funny because in the same breath, they try to portray themselves as like just being these put down victims of this awful villain of the YouTube community. Every single day, this is what they do. And it's always back to that same thing. It's Actman and his little fucking group. It's Mischief and his little group. It's Review Tech USA and his little group. And they all just do the same thing every single day. A million and one comments. Now, what I love is I can just block this guy once, and you see how he comments a bunch of times? This is another thing, like, I love to show you guys, just because, like, I'm an asshole, and fucking why not? I like watching people, like, actively waste their time. So he commented a lot, right? But, like, I block him once, all those comments are fucking gone now. And now look at that. Now we're right here with comments that are held for review. Sometimes they don't need to be held for review, and they just get held for review for whatever strange fucking reason, because I've been targeted, right? So 7 minutes ago, we have stayed blessed. We have all these normal comments. This happens to me too, because YouTube knows, because they're very much cued in, that this is something that has happened where it's just kind of like, I'm being targeted by a bunch of fucking people, and YouTube's just going to hold your fucking comments now. So sometimes even normal people can't get through because of all of this bullshit. I mean, like, literally, you're not in jail, pack it up. Like, Elden Ring, like, it's just like, bro, you can't write this shit. It's actually psychotic. Like, and I watched this, and all I can think to myself is like, man, like, I've gone through a whole ass divorce at this point. I've fucking gone through countless videos at this point, and it's just always the same community every single time, mentioning their garbage ass game that I don't care about. Like, do you know how down bad you've got to be to, like, find a guy where he's talking about Mortal Kombat, an entirely different game, and all you can do is talk about a game that came out like over a year ago that he doesn't want to play, has no interest in, and clearly doesn't like. That's his opinion. But you can't accept that. You cannot handle a world where he doesn't want to play that. And then you're just like, well, you should play this game, or after this review, you should do whatever. Like, honestly, bro, like, these people I almost feel sad for them. I almost really do feel sad for them. I'm over here reviewing the Samsung CU8000. Go play Elden Ring. Like, it's the same thing every single time. So this is for everybody who runs into these little videos, these fun little hour-long videos that nobody's fucking watching, right? Like, they'll get views from their community, but, like, most people aren't going to watch, right? And it's really stupid because in these videos, you say whatever you want. I've got nothing to prove to you. My existence and continued existence is proof enough that everything you said about me is fucking irrelevant and, dare I say, fucking wrong. But they'll argue that the corrupt system just overlooked this one supervillain, as my comments look like this. So, I mean, at some point you have to kind of see that this is very much something that YouTube can see happening. And so you're never going to get me taken down as you want to use this whole, like, we're going to attack him, but then play victim and shiver in a corner after we done slap the guy in the face. Like, it doesn't work like that. You're like the fucking brick lady going around on fucking TikTok that like always magically gets assaulted and then blames people for it after the fact. Like, it's just, you guys sound a lot like that. And I do feel sorry for you, and I hope you guys can do something else. But just like one of those little fun behind the scene things that, like, I don't always share or talk about because, frankly, I don't really need to. But today I felt like being an asshole and just kind of putting that out there because why not? It's a fun thing to do. So, yeah, that's the information for behind the scenes for today. And till next time, see you guys later.